Hey guys, it's Dee at Dee's Village. How are you doing? Still in rainy season. I think an outburst of rain is coming anytime soon, honestly. It is hot to your fret. Hot is good, you know, I like hot, but boy, the humidity as well. So, my name's Dee, this is Dee's Village. So do all the YouTubey things. Thanks for coming back, thanks for watching the journey. I really want to give a huge, absolutely massive thank you to Global Gambian TV and also Mary G, who are both subscribers of my channel, or at least viewers. I did a vlog recently on cultural differences, or some cultural differences here in the Gambia, and the two of them interacted in the comments section with some back and forth dialogue, which was very interesting. And the reason why I say it was very interesting because you know, we're all looking at Africa, but also specifically the Gambia, through different lenses. We're all coming from different perspectives, we all have different journeys, we also have different reasons and rationale for wanting to come to Africa. Some of us were born here, and that's probably some of my viewers. So the reason why I'm rambling about this is because it's good to dialogue, as long as it's healthy dialogue and that we're respectful of each other's opinions, because people will always have opinions, but also that we're respectful of the facts. And we have to recognize that most people are not coming from the same perspective. So when you guys were chopping it up in the comment section, it was absolutely beautiful, because that information gave me a lot of things that I can research into, a lot of things that I can, what's the word? A lot of things that I can look into further, because we keep the vlog itself was some culture shock. That was what the vlog was called, culture shock, and some examples of some differences. Now, as I always say, no one way in society is the right way. It's time for us to amalgamate lots of things and put them together. That's my personal opinion. But I also think that we can all learn from each other. And that goes without saying. We can all learn from each other. But the facts remain the facts, and the history remains the history. What is well documented and researched will remain the same. You cannot change that. And I never get this quite right. But what is it? The story will only glorify, is it the hunter or the hunted or the lion? Anyway, put it down in the comment section. But in essence, what I'm trying to say is, when you're writing your story, you're going to glorify yourself. So if somebody else is writing your story, they will glorify themselves. So it's not about glorifying anybody, it's about the facts. The facts as they stand, the facts as they remain, the facts as they are given, so that we can all get a full understanding of the differences in culture. Had I not done that short excerpt of a few things that we spoke about as I'm going to call us the panel, a few things that we spoke about, they were nominal compared to what Mary G and Gambia Global TV had written down in the comments section, because that really gave me the opportunity to look at some of the aspects that were mentioned, and to see that culture is quite entrenched and is in depth, and sometimes culture cannot be split from the religion, culture, tribes, secularism, all these things, and many more. That's just scratching the surface. That's all that is about. So I really, for those of you who haven't watched that vlog, go back and watch it. It's called Culture Shock. But also look at the comments, because the comments, for those of you that are traveling from other places, that want to come to Africa and that also want to visit the Gambia, you will find some of the information very useful. it will give you a much wider, much more lateral perspective of the Gambia itself. There's a whole bunch of information in there that I didn't know myself. And you know, if I did culture shock again, there's plenty more culture shocks that we could add. Those just happened to be the ones that we were discussing as we were going along. And it's none of it is to offend anybody, and it's not to say that our journey is bigger, badder, better. It's different, but what we're trying to do is have that reconnect to the African continent. It's a very huge continent, and there will be other people that are coming to the African continent for their own reasons, and that's, you know, up to them why they're coming. Some are coming for business, for finance, for trade, for reconnecting with their heritage, for finding more out about their heritage, finding out if it's a place that they could live. And that's just to name just a few of the reasons why people come. So, you know, once again, I always want to ask you subscribers to remain respectful of each other's views, opinions, perspectives, factual data, history, because it all comes together to build the bigger, wider picture. So I really did appreciate love those comments, because that's helped me to move forward as well. And not always just, and not that I do that, to be fair, look at things just on the surface level. It is very good to look at what's underneath that surface, and also good to look back at where the journey began and how these things started and how people's perceptions started. And for those persons living in the Gambia, their perspective will be one thing. For those who are visiting as outsiders, in inverted commas, will have a different perspective. And for those people that have been traveling back and forth for many years, will see lots of new things, lots of different things. But the reality is that some of that history and dialogue and conversation comes from somewhere. So let's just be mindful that we give the truest picture that we can of the Gambia, and also to enable other persons who are coming to ensure that they have some sort of understanding, understanding and overstanding. Because you know, we're not here to paint anywhere in a negative light. Well, I'm not here to paint anywhere in a negative light, but I also want to be realistic, and I don't want people to come and say, oh well, you was there as a YouTuber and you were vlogging, you didn't mention this and you didn't mention that. Well, I can't mention everything. It's absolutely impossible to mention everything. Some things are unseen, some things are a feeling, some things you have to experience when you arrive. So I hope I'm not rambling too much and it makes some sense, because I didn't make any bullet points. I just thought, switch on the camera, just say whatever it is that I need to say. So culture is about many aspects, isn't it? It's clearly about the way people dress, the way people, what people eat, how they make their food, family dynamics, religion, tribes, schooling, education, hospitality, any service provision that is here. That's all part of the culture. So when we say culture, it doesn't necessarily have to mean, oh, he dresses that way, she dresses that way, they're from this tribe, that tribe. There are some unwritten subcultures within a culture, and there are some things that are just, people just do without knowing whether they're religion or whether they're culture, and how they're submerged into each other, interfaced into each other, until you cannot inextricably pull them apart and know which one came first and which one leads the other. So I think that's all I really want to say, that all aspects of culture, as small as they seem, are very important. They are very vital. So the culture for this channel is, when you're chopping it up in the comment section, keep it respectful. You're entitled to your opinions, you're entitled to your views, you're entitled to the historical concept, because that sheds a light for us that don't live in the Gambia or perhaps looking to resettle. So that's really important, and it is with much gratitude that that you individuals are taking the time out to write some comprehensive dialogue that I could read. And I always read the comments. I read absolutely every single one of them. Absolutely every single one of them. That's crucial to this channel. That's crucial for my growth as well, because we are all, as I said, walking libraries. We can all learn something off one another. These creatures want to attack me. We can all learn stuff off each other, and it's important to do that. If we don't dialogue, we'll never get any further. We'll never learn anything. No man is an island. No man stands alone. That's some famous singer sang that. I can't remember it is off the top of my head. But aside from that, each one teach one. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. As I always say, change is beautiful. Trust the process. It's called Dee's Village for a reason, because we're all part of the village. For those who are participating, those who aren't participating, we're all part of the village. So I'm just going to close out with saying Abarakabake for listening. Kairo, Kairo, Kairo. Until another good time. I'm out of here.